I think it depends on the buyer. For me, personally, if it's a first time buyer, they're wanting kind of space or as a bigger property as they can get for the money, because it's the first house, so they're just thinking, wow, we want this, this big house, and possibly area. I think if you're moving on, as in you've had property, you then realise what you need from a property. So it's that extra bedroom, it's the parking or off-road parking, being nearer to the schools for the children, being nearer for convenience for work. So I think it just depends on who the buyer is. So it's kind of a tough one to answer, because there's multiple buyers out there who've all got quite different needs. So dependent on who it is, it's quite a open question as to what people are expecting. But I think for your first time buyers, it's kind of, they just want to get on the ladder, but they want that bigger space. I think for you're moving on, your second, third house, you realise what you're needing. So it's kind of like I said, the schools or off-road parking's a biggie. I feel people want that garden space, things like that. It's kind of, because it is the first house, if they could have that 3 bedrooms, they prefer to have it because they're telling, oh, we've bought this 3-bedroom house. Where do they need that? And would it be better to look at the location of where they'd really like to be than just having that extra space? But it's hard to tell somebody that when they are a first time buyer, because they're learning, and you've just got to try and support them as best you can with the experience we have to give them the best options available to them what will work. I think it's that question, or that saying is, it's always better to have the worst house in the best street. But when you are buying your first house, it's kind of, well, I just want that big house in that street, so it doesn't really matter to them at the time, and it's only a den as the chain and the house moving continues to grow, is because people have not done the wrong or made the wrong decision. It's just they've realised then what they do want or what they need from something. So that's why we keep going, really. I think it's always good to try and find as much out about your client as you can, be a first time buyer or not, because the first time buyers do need that bit more help from you. I mean, well, everyone needs the help from us, but the first time buyer, we can probably advise them a bit more as to what we've learned over the years from first time buyers, and ourselves being the first time buyers as we've all been. So for me, it's kind of, looking at, well, if someone's sort of looking at somewhere in Atley Bridge, because that's where they've been brought up and that's where they'd like to be, but then they're looking at something in Orrell, it's not a million miles away, but what's taking them there? Why are they wanting to go there? Is it just because of that 3rd bedroom, or is it just because of that larger garden? Is it that important for them, when really the friends, the family, where they need to be is here? So it's learning about your clients, really, and get as much information out of them as you can, so we can advise well.